Video 46, Math Lesson 6.3, Displaying Data. Now, let's take a look at some data sets. How would you display these data sets? Okay, here we have Class 5C, favorite ice cream. We've got a tally chart here, okay? Well, you'd probably think, oh, I could display this data by making a bar graph, right? And that sounds like a great idea to me. You could have a different bar for each flavor and have the bars go up as high as the number of students that selected that flavor as their favorite. Well, let's take a look at Class 5D 10K road race times. How would you display this data? Well, yeah, I suppose there would be several different options. You could make a line plot. It might be hard to make a bar graph for this kind of data, but maybe it would work. Well, I want to show you another idea. We could make a stem and leaf plot for this data. Now, you've probably never heard of a stem and leaf plot before, and it's not really that common of a way of displaying data because it's quite possible that even your mom and dad have never seen such a way to organize data. But it is one way that we will be working with organizing data in 5th grade. Now, in order to do that, you need to understand how it works. And I want you to notice these are the numbers in your number set, okay? 54, 85, 78, and so on. I organized them, or they've been organized in this stem and leaf plot by putting them in order from smallest to largest. Now you can see here, when we talk about a stem, it's talking about the tens place. Okay, so like 50s. The leaves give the ones place. So when I look at this row right here where I've got a stem of 5, leaves of 1 and 4, really this stands for 51 and 54. And in this list here, I've got 64, 65, 66, 67. In this row here, we've got 73, 77, 78. And then for the 80 stems, we only have 85. Okay, make sure you understand what these numbers mean. Okay, let's complete this table for the road race times. Okay, we've got 5-mile road race times. Here's our table. We're putting our numbers in order. Okay, here's our lowest. Now let's do our 70s. Our lowest 70 is 73. Then we've got 77. And we've got 78. And then our 80s, we've only got 85. So basically what we did was we took these numbers and we put them in order. Now in the stem and leaf plot, we put the tens on one side, the stem side, and then we list the leaves on the other side, which are the ones. So if our 60s, we've got 64, 65, 67, we need to represent that with, not sure, here, I'll get a pen. 64, 65, 67. Then we need to represent our 70s, 73, 77, 78. And finally, we represent our 80s, 85. Okay, do you see how those numbers are represented? A stem and leaf plot organizes data to show its shape and distribution. We can see which stems are longer, which kind of tells us where the bulk of the results were. In this case, most of them were in the 60s, 70s. It also shows us our outliers. We can see that 85 is kind of an outlier because it's quite a bit higher than the rest of the numbers. Here's another stem and leaf plot. Our same data. Amy took 105 minutes to complete the race. Add her time to the stem and leaf plot. Describe the distribution of the data. Now, 105 minutes. Now, these here are minutes, so this was 85 minutes. How would we show 105 minutes? Well, we would need to add on that 90s, which there's nothing here because there were no responses in the 90s, but we still show that between 80 and 100 comes 90. Now notice how this stem has both the 10s and the 100s. Okay, just the ones go over here on the leaf side. Okay, so this is how we would show 105. Okay, here's another stem and leaf plot. Points scored by MVP during playoffs. Okay, so here's the points scored, 22, 23, 31, 32, 32, 34. Looks like they're already in order for us, which is super duper nice. Here's how we would organize this data in here. What would our first stem need to be? We've got numbers in the 20s and 30s. So really our stems are just 20s and 30s. Now our leaves for 20s, we've got 22 and 23. For 30s, we've got 31, 32, and another 32. They both need to be represented there, and a 34. Now for this key, what they mean is that like this 2 with the 2 on the other side, like right here, this 22, it represents 22. You won't always see a key like that for stem and leaf plots. I think they're doing it right now just to help you realize what this number stands for. But oftentimes there's no key. You just know how to read it. Okay, and here we are. We did it correctly. Now we're going to use the stem and leaf plot to find the mean, median, and mode. Okay, well, I can easily see the mode, right? Because there's only one response on there that happened twice. So the mode is 32. Now if I need to find the median, I can do it in a couple of different ways. I can do it by the way we've always learned. Put them in order, smallest to largest. Cross off from each end until you get to the middle value. Okay, we can do it that way, or we can even count. I've got 6 data pieces in here, so I could count to the middle, which is going to be between 1 and 2, which is actually 31 and 32. So the median would be 31.5. Now to find the mean, of course we have to do what we always do. Add up all of the numbers, divide by the number in the set. Okay, here's all the numbers in our list. 22 plus 23 plus 31 plus 32 plus 32 plus 34 equals 174. We can do that on our calculator. There's 6 entries, so we would do 174 divided by 6, and the mean is 29.